Well, there's only 4 springs in the back. I thought there was 5. And that's because the center part was blocking it out. So I assumed. And there's no crud. No crud in these pockets. There is black stuff, which could be shielding. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah. Shielding. Oh, I hope I'm going to be able to show you this. There. Get some flashlight, extra light on it. This block is what I wanted to show you. If I can get it, in there. Yeah, okay, let's see what we can do. There. So the block is cut away from this side. The block is cut away in the front. So you see the spring holes are at the top, but then there's a cutaway that goes down the sides, the back side, and all the strings go down in there. Yeah, you can see the holes from the top side. See? That's where the strings go, down the cutaway. That's interesting. I've never seen a block like that before. I'm sure that must be steel. It's not. It's not steel, but it's painted black. It's powder coated black. So it's probably zinc. Powder coated black. I don't think zinc is magnetic. Alright, so these tiny little screws that they had in there, I think they over tightened that. They might have put a little dimple in the poly here. There was sawdust in those holes. This is working like it is. And I'm not going to play with it for right now, just because. What's that down there? Some shiny stuff in the bottom over here. What would that be? Oh, that's the place where they didn't put shielding paint around those pots. It's not completely covered, almost completely covered, but not quite. And my white is ground in this guitar, which is very strange. And the lug is really, really close to the shielding paint on the jack, including the red. I think I'm going to have to take that off and take some of the dimpling away just to be sure we don't end up with any problems like that. Now the wiring, nicely put together. It's clean. Some of the pieces are overly long. It's not shielded. None of it is shielded. It's just the polypropylene jacketing. Okay. I'm going to pull this pot out because I think it's probably going to be an A, that's the tone. And I'm definitely going to want to go a different way with this. Right now, the way it's wired, everything goes to the switch and then to the volume control, because it's a single. And yes, they got it split directly to ground. And it looks like it's a polyester green chiclet. It's likely a 47, but we'll find it when we pull it out of there. And that's going to be an 11. Does that look like an 11? It is. For once my eye did not deceive me. Sometimes it's hard to tell the difference between a 10 and 11 or an 11 and 12. Absolutely an A500, and it is a 47 cap. Okay. So I am going to have to go and recycle one of my schematics to convert this to volume instead of volume tone. There is space up here, right in front, about there, in the cavity. If I worked hard at it and got it exactly right, I might be able to put the switch there. But with the knob on, the switch there, it's a little close, yeah. Alrighty, let's check and see if this one's an A or a B. Well, we've got to take it apart anyway. I can leave the switch in. Because some of these they're using A for both. And it's a B. A little bit of crud in the hole around it, but that's okay. The one that was making a funny noise, but I think it's going to be alright. So that's going to have to become a B, and all this wiring has to be undone so it can be put all back together in the opposite way, so we have independent volumes for each pickup. And oh yeah, I want to do something about this jack. So I'll be back. Alright, here is the update. I've drilled out the holes. I've glued with CA glue the washers underneath, and I put some CA glue on the ferrules as well, presuming I'll never have to take them out. I've done the buffing on the body to get the swirls out. Ooh. Front and back. Damn, it's pretty now. I fixed their buffing problems, and my electrics are in. You'll notice one round and one square. So what I decided to do was go with the push-pull for the bridge, because it's a 16.7K. This is only a 8.6. Fralin resistor on this one, 3K. This one, no splitting, I just taped the wires back. No point in splitting that one. So I just put it in a regular pot. Now what I did also was I included, let me show you. I gotta change this. I included bleed circuits. Oh yes, and I kept the A pot here, and I changed the front one to an A. Because I think with a bleed circuit, when you turn the volume down a little bit, it doesn't react too quickly like a B does, and thus hopefully giving the bleed circuit a little margin to work with. So I put A's in both. Ta-da! Now we're waiting until tomorrow to be able to have all of that really dry. And we will go back and see what we can do about putting the neck back on. Well, you know, everything was going along pretty good. Strings are on. Made some noise. I did push that in a tiny little bit. I think I'm going to open it up and put a fifth string on it, a spring on it. But when it came time for me to adjust the pickups, I'm thinking, why aren't these pickups moving? And this is the screw I took out of it. It's a tiny little pickguard screw. The same kind as they used to put the back panels on. And if you're going to do that kind of thing, you need a screw that has, you know, no thread up here so that the pickup can actually spin on that. And then you have a spring that allows it to come up and down with the threads going in and out of the wood. Not a pickguard screw. So that's a big fail for Westcreek right there. I made the mistake of not checking that when I had the body apart. Now, I am going to have to remove the neck and go back in there and fix this and put some springs. I think there's a sponge under that. These pickguard screws were in the thread of the tab and the wood, so they weren't really adjusting at all. So I don't have any black ones like this, so I'm going to have to go with the chrome ones for now. But yes, I am definitely going to have to take my neck off again, loosen all my strings, and go back in there and get the shit out from underneath of it and put some real springs in there and make it work. Hold on. I'll move you in a little closer. So I'm going with these little conical springs, which should work. This is what they had underneath there, sponge, and they had them displaced diagonally, so the screw from this end was right stuck in the foam, and of course it wasn't providing any leverage whatsoever. So now I've got a couple of those screws in there. It's always the challenge to get the springs on them and then to find the holes in the wood when you don't put pickup rings around these things. When you want this thing not to be magnetic, it is, and when you do, it's not. Is that the hole? Oh, found the hole. Kind of hoping the hole would be kind of close to where. That it? Yes. Whoa, not too bad. Not too bad. Alright, so I'm going to put these right down for now. When I put the neck back on, I don't want the strings to be on them. Okay. That should be good. Alright, so we know that works. We know that works. Yoo-hoo! Alright, the other one. Let me see if I can get the screw out of here. There wasn't a lot of... I'm going to have to pull on that wire again in the back. There wasn't a lot of room to work with that. Like I said, see, when you want it to be magnetic, it's not. Alright. So there's those little pickguard screws, and yeah, okay. Yep, same issue. Oh, there's 3 pieces of sponge on this one. Again, the diagonal, but one right up here against the where the bridge is. And I guess that's to try and hold it flat. They glued it down really good, whatever they used. There. Okay, so I've got the neck pickup wire going through there. All right, let me just pull on that a little bit like that. All right, give myself a bubble. Okay, screws. Oh yeah, you got to screw them in. Strings are still in the way. All right. So you screw them through the holes until they get to the bare threaded area. Yeah, go, go, go. Boom, all the way through. Can you see that one? Yeah. Where's the other one? Should be here somewhere. As I brought them. Oh, there it is. Put them all in the same place. Okay. Gotta get that in there straight. Once it starts going, it's all right. Boom, straight through. All right. Okay, again, the springs, which are hiding. There they are. There's one. There's two. Now these are mounted so that the top of the cone is up to try to provide some levelness. That's a technical term, right, Ted? Levelness for the pickup to sit flat. Okay, so the hole over that way somewhere. Got it. And now if that one's in there, then this one should be here somewhere. Oop. What's going on with that? Okay. It's not in where the hole should be. There it is. It's like finding the hole in the dark. Because it is dark. It's all black in there. Okay. All right. Westcreek. Man, come on. A couple of springs, eh? Over this cheapy shit. That's a boo-boo, guys. Couple of springs, man. And the right screws. So while the neck is off, I decided to go after some of these frets that were still too high and choking my high E bends. Okay. Let's see if we could put it back on. It's a nice design, but the balls fall out when you loosen the strings. Okay. Here we go again. I'm putting my neck on vertically because of the play. I think that ferrule came loose. So this is the oversized hole, and we're going to tap it first just a little bit, line that one up. Okay, this is the alternate one, diagonal. Okay, means the others should be all right. Okay. Top ones first. right against the neck. And then the ones on the shim. And now that I'm here, I'm going to see what I can do about another spring. I bet somebody out there noticed that the ground wire was soldered up on the spring clip and not in the back where it should be. I bet somebody did. Okay. Back to reality. With any luck. Well, believe it or not, I have to take the neck off again to go after frets up here, because I was a little overly cautious the last time, or the second time I went after them, and they're still a bit too high in that area. So we're going to do it again, because it's not right. It doesn't have the full playing potential it should have. Other than that problem, everything else seems to be really good. Oh yeah, my soldering of this wire didn't stick. I'm going to have to scratch that up in there and fix that as well. But for now, we're going to move the body up that way so I could work on the neck down here. I need to have that to balance that out. So blue is good, blue is good. So these in between I have to take care of again. So the taping job and the filing job.